afraid of no ghosts.
What's going on, guys? So we are back with another edition of our Ecto 1 Ghostbusters build. So far so good. The build is coming together perfectly. We haven't really had any issues. Now I will say with this issue, this box that we've just got, 35 through 38, I did have some issues. When I got the box, it was damaged, so I did open it, and I found that some of the parts were damaged and missing. So what I did was I contacted Eagle Moss, and their customer service is amazing. They're quick to take care of you. They pull up your account and everything, and they got everything taken care of right away. They resent the issue that I was missing parts. I told them what parts I was missing, and they took care of it without any problems after that. So everything that we got now, I put in one box. So I have seen what parts, well, most of the parts that we have, but they are good to go now. The parts, like I said, they were damaged, and as we're building this thing, I don't want any damaged parts or anything. So I want everything to look as best as possible. Yeah. So this is our issue right here, and you can kind of see this is the first box. I just took the parts out of the shipping. It's damaged here and a little bit on the side, but the top of it was open, and I was missing some of the parts, and some of the parts were damaged as well. Thanks, USPS. I really appreciate your package handling skills. So with that being said, we are going to get into this, and we should be able to knock all the parts out in one video. Yeah. So this is going to be 35 through 38. So let's get into this box right now. All right, we got our shipping information here, 35 through 38. There is no special items in this box. So right here, we have 35, and it is... Yep, it's looks like the battery pack right here. It looks like a fuel tank and a battery pack. So we have that.
Looks like part of the lights.
This is 38. We want this next one. 36.
36.
So 36 right here.
This is steering wheel.
Awesome. We got the steering wheel, and it looks like the turn signal knobs. And this car actually, it's 3 on a tree, I believe is what it is, meaning you shift on the actual column itself. It's not on the car, on the ground. When you shift by the gear shifter on the column. It's called 3 on the tree. I think that's what it was. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So then we also have 37, which looks like...
The dashboard?
Nope, firewall. So we have the firewall right here, and 38. Looks like we're starting to get into the LED lights of the car, which this car has a lot of LED lights, and that is amazing. So we'll set these aside.
Don't forget the issue. We
have issue 11 of our Ecto 1. Let's see what we have here.
Let's first look at the...
So yeah, we have the fuel tank, which is going to be 35, and then steering wheel and everything, so that's really cool.
The fuel tank.
Yeah, the fuel tank / battery compartment, because that's where the batteries go to operate the lights.
So that's where the hole goes to.
Yep, so here we go. Each issue has something about behind the scenes for the movie. Also has a character spotlight, so also this is going to be the big boss, Richard Edlund, right here. So there is that.
I've never heard of that.
Nope.
That's a weird name.
All right, it's his film studio. Basically, he's the one that was in charge of all the set design and everything like that. So we have a little bit behind the scenes of, creating Slimer and the Marshmallow Man, the Stay Puff. And we also have another spotlight, which is Jennifer Rinian, right here.
That's cool.
Awesome. And then, oh cool, some concept artwork for the building where all of it took place up on the top roof. And then here's some concept artwork of how they want it to look, you know, very evil, which that is a real building in New York. What they did was they filmed the bottom, and then with CGI and everything up on the very top, they filmed all of the remainder. And of course the top part was a set, but it is a real building in New York. I want to say it's apartment building. No, I think it's apartment buildings. I could be wrong, but it is a real building. Cool. Some more concept artwork for the demon dogs right there. Really cool. Cool. So some of the Ghostbusters tools that they carry, one of them is a Pke Meter right here, which, if I'm not mistaken, it's what detects spirits and ghosts in the proximity of where you're at. It's pretty cool. And that was, it's not really, they reused it from something else. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they reused it from something else, and I want to say like the originals are gone, like they got put on a shelf somewhere and, you know, they're forever gone. But that's really cool. And that is it. That is all of the behind the scenes information. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So now let's get into building this thing. So we are going to be starting with parts pack 35 right here, which is going to be the fuel tank. And we're going to get into that right now. And this is what we're working with. We have our battery box right here and our battery compartment. And what this is calling for right here, so assembling the battery box, we have, looks like 4 IP screws. We're screwing this right here. We're gonna screw all this together just like that. That's gonna go in here. And then we are going to be attaching the wires in here as well and routing everything through. So this will be our finished piece right here. You have the on-off switch, and then you're going to have leads which will plug into the wiring harness once we start doing that.
Yeah.
So we're going to get this together real quick and show you the end result. It shouldn't be too hard. All right, guys, there we go. We have this all put together. So this is where the batteries go, and that's actually covered up. So it'll be this piece right here. It's underneath this.
Piece.
And then your wires come through. And of course, those will get routed a little different once we start getting this on the car itself. So the cap right here, which is this piece. So now that this is all done, that is it for that piece. So now this little black piece right here will get mounted to the car itself. And it's held down by 3 IP screws. And then that is going to be it. There's also a spot where the cables for the on and off switch will mount right here on the side. And that is held on by 2 EM screws right off to the side. Once we get that done, that'll be completed. There is also 2 straps that hold the fuel tank up in place, and those are held on by 4 BM screws. So those straps will hold that in place to keep it from falling off. So we're gonna knock this out real quick and show you the end result. All right, guys, there we go. We have all of this done right here. We have the fuel tank attached with IP, and then we have our straps holding the tank down installed. And that is right here. Everything blends nice. So you have a strap here and a strap here, 4 screws, 2 on each side, and that is attached. Now, flipping this over, we can attach the on-off switch to the actual car itself right here, held on by 2 EM screws. And then that will be done. We'll get this knocked out real quick. All right, guys, there we go. we have the switch attached to the actual car, routed up, and our plug for the outlet. And right underneath here, you can kind of see the switch right there. So that's what's going to make the magic happen. Once we hit that, all the lights, and it should power up everything in the car. So that means we are done with parts 35, and we can move on to parts 36, which is the fuel tube and steering wheel parts. And we're going to get these parts out of the package and get them laid out right now. All right, guys, so here's our parts right here. We have our steering wheel. We have our various knobs, which most likely are turn signal, shifter, and our fuel neck right there. So as we look at our instructions here, so we are going to be working on combining the stocks. We're gonna knock this out real quick, and then we will get the fuel line installed from the fuel tank. And that looks like it is held down by an IP screw. And that is gonna be it for this build. So a lot of this stuff we're not putting together just yet until we start getting the dash together. So it's gonna be simple, put these together, and those simply just connect, and then one screw holding the fuel neck into the car with IP. And we'll knock this out real quick. All right, guys, so 36 is done. We have this piece right here put together, and that is gonna be this. And that's all it calls for, is just put these two pieces on. They're not held down by any hardware or anything. And then we also have the filler tube right here, which is this, and it just snaps into this piece right here, the tank. It's held down by one screw on the other side. And that is it with parts pack 36. So now we have our extra parts here, which is steering wheel, the center cap, which is chromed out, and then of course our turn signal right there. So that is it with 36. Moving on to parts pack 37, dashboard and lower panel brake pedal parts. So right here we have fitting the right dashboard support, which we'll get all this together right now. We'll open up our parts pack and see what we're working with. All right, guys, so the parts that we are working with here are, it's gonna be parts pack 37, and this is what we're doing. We have this piece right here, and it looks like this piece right here is gonna be held down by 2 JP screws, and those will go right on here just like that. And then on the other side we have 2 more JP screws for the other one, and you got to make sure that the screws are on the outside of the part. And then that is it for this piece, and we're gonna get these knocked out real quick. All right, guys, just like that, we have our 2 pieces attached there and here. And that is it with parts pack 37. So it doesn't call for anything for the brake pedal or for this piece. So that's it for now. So moving along to parts pack 38, which is a lot of wires. And it looks like right here. So parts pack 38, we have wires that we are going to be putting on here, and the brake pedal switch. So fitting the brake pedal switch, it's 1 cable, and it's held down by EP. So we're gonna get into the parts kit real quick and see what we have. All right, guys, so these are all the wires that we are going to be working with, just not all of them right now. It's not gonna call for most of these right now. The only one we're gonna be working with is this black one right here. And it's the only one that kind of looks like the picture. But if you're ever confused, if you look in your manual in the very beginning when it gives you a breakdown of the different parts, so this right here gives you a breakdown of the parts, and this is the brake pedal switch right here, which is black. They are all color coded. They are all color coordinated. So brake pedal switch 38F, and if you go to the instruction part right here, it calls for 38F. So if you're ever confused, just make sure you're looking at your instructions very carefully. That way you get everything hooked up correctly. So we are going to be working with this piece right here. And this is going to get attached right into this brake pedal piece right there. As I drop it, so this is going to go right in here, and we're going to get this together right now. And it is held in by one EP screw. So we'll do this real quick and show you the end results.
Okay guys, so we screwed in the wire with EP screw, and we'll hold it down.
Yep, so like he said, we have the EP screw right here, and that is for the brake pedal switch. And that means that we are done with this part. So now moving on, we are working on fixing the brake pedal and brake pedal cover. So it's gonna go on here, right on the back, just like that, and it will go on this piece right down here,
like that.
Just like that. So we're gonna get this on, and the bracket that holds it is actually held on by 2 EP screws, and that is gonna be it. Very simple, very easy. We'll knock it out right now.
Okay guys, so we screwed in 2 EPs. That's really it. It holds it in.
Yep, so that is done. The brake pedal switch is attached right here. And as you can see, once you push down the brake pedal, it connects that, and that will most likely do something, probably turn on the brake lights or whatever else they have that switch doing. Most likely I'm thinking it's the brake lights. So that piece is done, and that's cool that it has some pressure to it. So
yeah,
it's not just flopping there. So that is very cool. That is done, and that means that parts pack 38 is done. And that is it for issue 11, parts pack 35 through 38. And it is coming along perfect.
Very well.
So far, there's a lot of parts that we are not utilizing at the moment. All of the wires right here, and
steering wheel.
The steering wheel and a few other parts, but I'm sure in time those will come. So we are done with this issue. All right, guys, there you go. Issue 11 is done. Parts pack 35, 36, 37, and 38. It was very fast, very quick to do these parts because they were very small. There wasn't really a lot to put together, and a lot of it we're saving for another issue. But it's coming together. I'm glad that we're finally getting into the wiring and the interior parts, finishing the dash out, because now that means that it's just coming closer and closer to this thing actually running. And by running, I mean lights and siren, and it's gonna be really cool when we get to that stage. I really can't wait to see this thing lit up in the dark, because there's so many lights that flash and everything on this thing. And yeah, I'm happy with it so far. We haven't had any issues. Like I said, today was the only problem. Well, this issue was the only issue that we've actually had issues with.
Yeah.
Where I've actually had to contact Eagle Moss because we were missing parts. But it wasn't their fault. It wasn't their end. It was the shipping. The shipping, you know, the postal service. They don't know how to handle packages. So yeah, that was the only problems. But Eagle Moss's customer service team, they took care of us. They got everything out really quick. I'm very impressed by that. And they are hands down, you know, some of the nicest people talking to them. And you can tell they're kind of at home working. At least the customer service agent that got that I was in touch with, because you hear a smoke alarm in the background. So it's fine. Everybody's working from home right now because it's still so. But no, I'm happy. I can't wait to get into the next issue. Hopefully we finish out the dash and finish out everything else, figure out where all those other wires go. I know there's a lot in the dash that has to be put together as far as wiring, because that's where all the controls are. Yeah, I'm excited. I hope you guys liked this video. Please like, subscribe, comment down below of what you guys think of it so far, how you like our build. If you guys want the videos to be more detailed, because we could definitely do that. If you want the videos to be more detailed, showing us putting it together, if you want to see us just kind of breeze through it like we are, doing the cuts, because I think that you don't need to see us screwing it together, but if that's something you guys want to see, then let us know. If you have any criticism, I'm open to that as well. So yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.